Hello, this is a video tutorial especially for brewing novices for the Practice Cure for Boils potion on Pottermore. I've logged onto the site, which brings me right to this map. The map shows the various places you can go on the site. For now, we're going to go to Potions class. And after clicking, that takes me to Magical Drafts and Potions. This is the potions book that shows all of the different potions that you can brew. For now, we're going to do Practice Brewing Cure for Boils, so I'll click on that. Pottermore gives you these information boards. I urge you to read through them carefully. Just in brief, they cover following your potion book, crushing ingredients, heating your potion, stirring your potion, and waving your wand. Alright, let's go and begin brewing. This is your potion book with the instructions for brewing, and here we're doing Cure for Boils. These are the ingredients that you need, and there's a little picture showing each of the ingredients so you can find them easily on the brewing station. For Cure for Boils, we need hornet slugs, porcupine quills, and snake fangs. These are the instructions. I'm going to read through them really quickly. Add 6 snake fangs to the mortar. Crush into a fine powder using the pestle. Add 4 measures of the crushed fangs to your cauldron. Heat the mixture to 250 for 10 seconds. Wave your wand and leave to brew and return in 3 minutes. This is all of part 1. I'll come back to part 2 later. Once I click on the book, the brewing time starts. Just so you know, you can copy these instructions onto sticky notes or into a notebook. I like to do that myself because it saves me time. And it's much easier than clicking back and forth. I find that very distracting. Okay, let's get to brewing Cure for Boils. I'm going to add 6 snake fangs to the mortar. The snake fangs come in sets of 3, so I'm going to click, hold, and drag it over across the cauldron into the mortar. That's 3, one more. Click, hold, drag over the cauldron into the mortar. Next step, crush to a fine powder. You can see that fuchsia gauge. As soon as it turns green, I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to add 4 crushed fangs to the cauldron. Click, hold, drag, and drop. 1, 2, watch the counter. Whoops. 3, 4. The next step, heat to 250 for 10 seconds. Click on the red button. Now the temperature is rising very rapidly. As soon as it hits this lower bar, I'm going to click on the orange. And then move over to the blue button, where I will lower my temperature. There we go. And now click it off. And the final step now is to wave my wand. Alright, Cure for Boils is now brewing. We'll check this in 3 minutes to see if it's worked. While we wait for the 3 minutes to expire, let me just go over a few things with you. This is your potion station, your brewing station. This is the hourglass. You need to keep an eye on that. Once you start brewing, the sands begin to fall through. And they do not stop until the time is up. This, in case you don't know, is the mortar. And this long thing here is the pestle. This is where you will crush ingredients. As you begin to crush, if you remember the little gauge appeared over here, it was fuchsia. And then as we continued crushing, it moved up. And when it hit that bar across here, it turned green. As I said, the instant it turns green, you can stop crushing. This is the pewter cauldron. This is what Pottermore gives you to practice cure for boils. When you actually do it for points, you have the option of buying a brass cauldron or a copper cauldron. The time is much shorter with the copper cauldron. When you're brewing for points, in the pewter cauldron, it takes 45 minutes to brew. The brass takes 38 minutes, and the copper takes 33 minutes. Okay. The temperature gauge. The red button starts the heater, and as I said earlier, that temperature starts to move up very, very rapidly. You need to keep a sharp eye out. The instant it turns to green, the gauge, you want to click on the orange button to slow down the rising temperature. As it reaches the upper crossbar, you want to click on the blue to start sending it down. As you're brewing, you will click back and forth between the orange and the blue, keeping it between the two crossbars, the upper and the lower. The ingredients are always here on the right-hand side of the brewing desk to the right of the cauldron. Your wand is here, and you would click and hold on that to wave it. This book, you can click back and forth on it. I did not do it because it takes too much time. But as you are reading through the instructions, you can click back and forth. As each instruction is completed, there will be a line drawn through it. Okay, we're almost ready to complete the potion. 99 and there. You have 1 minute grace period. Okay, it's ready. Let's click next to continue. As you can see, the lines have been drawn through because we have done all of these. Now, this is part 2. Let me read through that for you. Add 4 hornet slugs to the cauldron. Then add 2 porcupine quills to the cauldron. Stir 5 times clockwise. Wave your wand to complete the potion. Okay, let's do that. And don't forget that hourglass timer behind here is going to start the instant I click on the book. Okay. 4 hornet slugs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 2 quills. 1, 2. Stir 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's that little timer. Wave my wand. And this has been successfully brewed. It says, now that you were skilled enough, why not have a go at brewing a real potion for a chance to earn house points? Brewing this just once is not enough. You need to do it over and over again until you really master the basics of brewing, because then you can apply those basics to any potion. It's a good idea to set a timer for the brewing time when you're brewing for points, so that you don't forget about coming back on time to finish your potion. Pottermore gives you a grace period. It's usually about half the brewing time. I would suggest that you try different browsers to find the one where the heating element on the cauldron behaves the most consistently. In other words, the browser where it's easiest to control the heating. With some browsers, the heating is erratic. It's not consistent, and brewers find that they are blowing up their cauldrons, which is not a fun thing to have happen. Finally, as I said earlier, practice the cure for boils as many times as you need to until you feel comfortable and secure with the basics of brewing, which are clicking, holding, and dragging ingredients over the cauldron to the mortar or into the cauldron, crushing ingredients in the mortar with the pestle, clicking, holding, and dragging crushed ingredients from the mortar to the cauldron, heating ingredients in the cauldron, and that takes a bit of practice too, stirring ingredients in the correct direction, either clockwise, which is to the right, or counterclockwise, which is to the left. And finally, waving your wand. You won't earn any points for practicing, but you won't lose any either. I hope that this tutorial has helped you. Good luck and have lots of fun brewing.